Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. I have a question for you. Yes, you listening to this. Are you tired of holding XRP? Are you tired of just like poking your XRP with a stick and being like, come on, do something. Move up higher with the rest of the market. Something to that effect. I personally am not. See, but that always goes back to this thing I've been saying on my channel for the whole time I've been running this channel, which is I will outpatient you. I will be much more patient than any other investor on the entire planet because either I'm right and this thing will be worth substantially more in the future, in which case I'll sell some, perhaps most of it. I'll never sell all my XRP. Or I'm wrong, in which case I will ride this biatch to zero. Either way, I'm going to be patient. I am not applying a timeline to this. This is the deal for me. I'm just waiting to see what happens. No timeline applied, that as far as me taking action. And so in the meantime, given that I've already accepted that, I don't feel tired of holding XRP. Yeah, it'd be great if it would just run up already, super duper. But I still wanted to talk in this video about what might be a reasonable expectation. If XRP is going to run, when should we perhaps expect that to take place? And I do have some thoughts I want to share with you, as well as opinions from other analysts that have spoken on this topic. I'll be talking about that in this video, along with other opinions from a number of chart analysts, just in terms of what to expect in the short and midterm for crypto markets as a whole. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast. I like talking about crypto and XRP-related topics and making YouTube videos purely as a hobby. So just, I don't want anyone to think I'm someone or something that I'm not. I still do believe that XRP, though, I'm happy to share my opinion. My opinion is that there's going to be such blistering fast XRP price action to the upside at some point that it is going to figuratively melt faces. There will be face goo all over the pavement. You'll be walking into grocery stores, you'll be like, what's that little vomit pile? You'll be like, oh, that's not a vomit pile. That's somebody's melted face. It's going to be disgusting. I'm going to love it. It's going to be so fantastic. Now, as I'm recording this, XRP is at 43.8 cents. Bitcoin is at $48,727. The market cap for the asset class just a little under $1.5 trillion. And Bitcoin dominance up a little bit, compared to the last few days anyway, 61.14%. And how about that Spark IOU? It's just doing its thing, mostly trading sideways at 58.7 cents. So markets, after that notable drop I'm sure you guys are well aware of that happened a couple days or so ago, it was a short-lived drop, at least to this point. It doesn't mean there can't be another one. We'll talk about that in a second. But the very next day, prices went back up. And now they're a little bit back down today. But high altitude investing, he's the chart analyst that was the most emphatic about this idea of, no, there's going to be a drop. And he was right. It did happen. There are all sorts of other analysts that I noticed said, yeah, it looks more likely than not we're going to see that. And so that's why at that point, once I saw that the majority of the analysts I follow thought, okay, it's more probable than not we'll see this, I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably going to be a drop. And I talked about that for days leading up to it, and it ended up coming to pass. But high altitude investing was the most certain out of any analyst that I follow about it. And so, it dropped, then went back up, and now we're a little back down the next day. And he wrote the following on Twitter. The amount of people I saw FOMO buying the top of that green candle yesterday was sad, yet unsurprising, since I've been in crypto since 2015. Yeah, it's not surprising to me either. Anybody that bought that, not surprising in the least. Lots of emotional buying and selling. That's just how the typical retail investor behaves, and I'm going to keep highlighting that on this channel because it doesn't work. People that emotionally buy and sell get wrecked. I've been in crypto since November 2017, which is a weird time to jump in because holy hell. Right before all the true fireworks for alt season really kicked off, the tail end of 2017, I was in for that. It was nuts. For somebody new, I purchased 17 cryptocurrencies. They all went parabolic. Every single one of them. What the hell is that? It's just it was a crazy exciting time to jump into crypto. And then the next few years I spent in a bear market with everybody else, but still. But that is how people behave. I got to witness it firsthand, and I just see them doing the same thing now. You know, especially the people that have never invested in crypto, and especially if they're not accustomed to the level of volatility in this asset class. This is the most volatile asset class on the planet, bar none. You know, there isn't even a close second. And so the blockchain backer, he actually put out a couple videos today, and the last one, the second one, he was talking about XRP, and when's the damn thing gonna pop? Like, when is it actually going to go? And he said some stuff, he said some points that really I've been talking about for the whole time I've been running this channel, even though I'm not a chart analyst, mind you. I had been publicly stating, even though I don't make price predictions, I said, look, a lot of times history just repeats itself, more or less. I think that's true. To this point, it's been true historically in terms of price action for the cryptocurrency asset class, certainly including XRP. And so I stated, look, historically, XRP trades sideways longer than most other top 10 cryptocurrencies. Just say large cap coins if you want to, whatever that is to you. It trades sideways longer. It just does. But given that it consolidates longer, trades sideways, when it pops, it really pops, and it goes. And there's data proving this. There's also data showing that when it pops, since it consolidates for so long, it's among the last cryptocurrencies out of all of them, where there's thousands and thousands and thousands. Pick your market cycle, XRP pops off towards the tail end of that. In fact, XRP took off like after it didn't hit its all-time high until after Bitcoin hit its all-time high near $20,000 last market cycle in December of 2017. And so what I'd been saying is like, look, don't be surprised if, it's not that I was making a prediction, but if I was forced to, I would have, well, this is what I said, that I would expect that XRP, it's going to trade just like it did last time. It's going to trade sideways longer. And don't be surprised if it's among the last or the very last to go parabolic. Don't be surprised if Bitcoin hits its all-time high and starts retracing and then XRP takes off, which is pretty well what happened last market cycle. History kind of matters. I mean, it's so far it has to this point. We just keep seeing the same cycles repeat out just on larger scales as more people get in and invest, more investors, institutional investors, more retail speculators, all of that. And so Blockchain Backer in his video today, he was effectively pointing that out. He was talking about how Bitcoin behaved in 2013 and how that market cycle looks a lot like kind of what's happening here. And how ultimately XRP, yes, it always took off, you know, and it was always during an alt season, it never took off on its own. He was sure to point that out. But Bitcoin led the way first. And I personally don't have a problem with it. So I've been aware of this, and I've been talking about it on this channel. If you've been following me for some time, hopefully you're aware of it at this point. Otherwise, why are you not listening closer to me, son? I've been saying it for a while, right? And so the point in bringing this up, though, given that we see that the scariest news on the planet already hit, the SEC coming after Ripple as selling, claiming that they're sold XRP as a security, that's the scariest news on the possible planet outside of you know, the encryption breaking or something like that for the XRP ledger. You know, that's the scariest narrative you could have, and it didn't kill XRP, and XRP, yeah, artificially suppressed in terms of price action, trading at a lower level than it otherwise would, but still, again, moving in tandem with the market. So given that it's still here, how the hell would it not ultimately pop? And then the question is, when? When do we get to see the disgusting face goo all over the pavement and in grocery stores, workout facilities, maybe in your office, you know, wherever? When do we get to see the disgusting face screw that looks like little vomit piles? Like, when do you get to see that? And I think the answer is going to be, if I had to guess now, and this is for fun, this isn't an actual prediction, but wait till Bitcoin hits its all-time high for this market cycle, whatever that's going to be. Don't be surprised if XRP doesn't have its until after that. I will not be surprised in the least. It doesn't mean that it will happen like that, but if we're just looking historically what has happened, that would kind of make sense. And so then the question is, okay, when are we going to see Bitcoin hit its all-time high for this market cycle before retracing dramatically? And that's the million-dollar question. So that's why I keep following all these analysts. It is kind of an interesting topic. Nobody knows for sure to this point. We don't know exactly how long the cycle is going to play out. But don't be surprised if we have that answer, you know, at some point during this 2021 calendar year. And that's what I'll be watching for, because as soon as I see that, I will be shouting it from the rooftops on this Moon Lambo channel. Be like, okay, if to that point XRP still hasn't taken off, I'll be like, Guys, come on. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Now, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll happen sooner than that. You know, it's not necessarily written in stone that history must exactly repeat itself in terms of, you know, chart formations, this and that. But if I had to pick will it or won't it, just for the fun of it, I'd say, yeah, it will. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not. But that's also why I'm glad that I've been diversifying, because I think a lot of people that are XRP holders are going to be so tired of holding this damn thing if it really does pop off last and everything else is going. We'll see. Now, to this point, it hasn't been left behind, mind you. There are all sorts of other coins that have not gone parabolic. We've barely gotten into alt season, really, truth be told. So I think if you're already tired, you're going to have a real bad time if history repeats itself. You're going to have a super duper bad time. But that's why I'm just trying to give you a heads up here, even though I'm never going to give financial advice. I'll never tell you to buy or sell or hold, because I don't even have a financial background. That would be stupid of me to do. I won't do that. I'm just kind of telling you, hey, here's historically what I personally have seen and how I think potentially it could play out. It's a fun topic of conversation. And as somebody with skin in the game, I am just as curious as you. But no matter when it pops off, it does nothing to change my conviction, just to be super clear about this. Now, somebody named Darren tweeted to Credible Crypto, a very popular chart analyst with 127,600 followers, and wrote, Credible Crypto, sir, what you tell about XRP, is it worth to buy a few? I'm looking to invest another $10,000 cash, but think what to choose, XRP, ADA, or DOT? And Credible Crypto responded, I like XRP over all those from current levels. And so, to be clear, he's not even talking about fundamentals here. He's talking about, in terms of what's taken off, Cardano, which is ADA, and then Polkadot, which is DOT, they've taken off. They have seriously surged lately. XRP is substantially lower than where you might expect it to be, if not, especially if not for the SEC versus Ripple news. But even then, it's like I keep saying, it does trade sideways longer than other top cryptos. So I think people would still be bitching about it even if it were over $1, Frank, to be honest with you. But in terms of potential multiplier effect, assuming all these cryptos do go parabolic, that's why he said XRP, because it is the most suppressed in terms of price to this point. All right, and here's another tweet. So this is from the same thread. And somebody named Esoteric XRP wrote in response to that tweet from Darren, Cardano and Polkadot, both good, but prices recently surged, whereas XRP, also good, still has a suppressed price waiting to surge. And I feel the same way about that. Then somebody named Jorgo jumped in and wrote, yes, but who is going to buy? No one is buying until they hear good news from SEC, and we don't know how long it will take. Credible Crypto responded, this is simply not true. And Credible Crypto is correct. What Jorgo said there is not true. Jorgo responded, though, don't get me wrong, I am not trying to create FUD, just thinking what would drive the price up in short term, or at least this bull run, if not good news from the lawsuit. To which Credible Crypto responded, XRP does not revolve around the United States and the SEC. And he retweeted something from December 24th. He wrote, 90% of Ripple's customers are not in the US. 90+% of XRP trading volume occurs on exchanges outside the US. XRP is not a security in Singapore, the UK, Switzerland, and Japan. If you think the SEC case is sending XRP to zero, you may not be thinking objectively. XRP is global. And indeed, that is true. And so if you think about how XRP went to almost $4 last market cycle in terms of United States dollars, it was the rest of the world that made that happen. You know, Coinbase didn't even have XRP trading during the last market cycle. And it's funny that they aren't this market cycle either, because they halted trading on it. But it functionally, it does not matter. It really does. And so you can think about how XRP got down to, after the scary news, got down to about 17 cents. And what is it now? What did I say? 43? What is it at now? Yeah, 43.9 cents as I record this. So it's up substantially higher compared to when that news hit. So, you know, to say that, who's going to buy it? Well, the people that bought it. And then at some point, something's going to spark. The news already hit. And so when you see a green candle, the money's just going to flood in, just like it always does. And it's going to be primarily driven by people that are outside of the United States who don't have any, extra difficulties purchasing XRP. It's harder to purchase XRP in the United States because there are fewer options. The rest of the world doesn't have that problem. So they're still going to do it. It's still going to drive up the price. It's just people speculating. I don't care. I'm going to outpatient everyone else. I'm going to wait for the little face goo vomit looking piles. And then they're going to come one day and be like, ooh, look, there's some face goo. It looks like vomit. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be celebrated about it. I'll take a picture of it. I'll make it my new Twitter profile picture. Why the hell not? It'll be a good time. All right. And then there was this too. Credible Crypto tweeted this out. If/when we clear $52,000, talking about Bitcoin, we can talk about the bottom potentially being in. Until then, look out below. To which somebody named Derek responded, with the new $1.9 trillion stimulus, Bitcoin's newly found adoption by corporations and inflation fears, I don't think will go below $44,000. Yeah. Look, in terms of why, let me say this, in terms of why people purchase crypto, I certainly believe there are people that are looking at global things and that's impacting their buying and selling decision. But I think that the technicals are more important than narratives. Here's what Credible Crypto said. Don't focus on narratives, focus on the charts. There were many that were saying the exact same things you are now, except they were negative, during the March pandemic crash as rationale for why we wouldn't recover the way we did. Derek responded, charts don't mean S-word in a bull run or a bear crash for that matter. I see everything as bull mode, which is with trend, and as such I have no reason to believe it will crash further. The cool off after the Tesla pump was expected and understandable, further downside is not. And so I disagree with Derek tremendously. Yeah, charts don't matter in a bull run or a bear crash. Don't they matter a lot during those? Like, what? This does not make sense to me. There's always a narrative applied to anything that's happened, but the more I watch this stuff, even though I'm not a chart analyst, the more I see, it's just like, regardless of what narrative is happening, my observation over the last few years has been probabilities still play out the way you would expect them to. So there's never a guarantee in terms of what's going to happen. But, when I see all of these, despite whatever the narrative is, I see all sorts of analysts that I follow all come to the same conclusion more or less on their own. And I'm just like, well, okay, that's because they're reading charts. But they come to that conclusion not based on the news. And then it plays out. And I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't really have so much to do with the fundamentals. Like, this is the conclusion I have come to. Fundamentals are not as important. They matter to me personally. But I understand that they're not going to matter like a lick this damn market cycle in terms of what cryptos go parabolic. I don't think, because people don't know what the hell they're doing, and there isn't a sufficient maturation of the asset class for anybody to make, for most people anyway, to make reasonable purchasing decisions based purely on fundamentals anyway here. So we shall see. And then Derek responded and wrote, or no, I'm sorry, I didn't read the Credible Crypto either. So Credible Crypto wrote, LOL, okay, bud, keep telling yourself that. And go read the comments under my original post here. People saying the exact same thing. Charts don't mean S-word when a pandemic is spreading like wildfire and people are out of jobs and broke. And he did tweet, this is so funny. Going back to this, so he shared this. Just kind of make his point. This is from March 15th, 2020. So right after the market crash, which I think really started on, I want to say March 12th of last year. So this is 2020, almost a whole year ago. And you can see here people just talking about how the narrative, throw out the charts, narrative is what matters now. So you take a look at this. Because what Credible Crypto wrote here is if we can get step 1 and step 2, I'm sure we'll get step 3 Bitcoin. So talking about positive price action potentially for Bitcoin at that time. And things were looking dire back then. And somebody responded to him, and there's all sorts of comments like these. Somebody wrote, come on, with 3 question marks. Like, I can't believe what you wrote there. Bitcoin potentially going up. Come on, with 3 question marks. Moon, question mark? Health, food, and water is most important now. Wait for total collapse of stocks within couple of weeks. Incredible Crypto responded, I'm letting the charts do the talking. Yep, exactly. And so if you just go through like this thread, and I did go before recording, there are a bunch of comments just insisting, oh, no, you gotta throw the charts out. It's all about the fundamentals, but it wasn't. It was not about the fundamentals. Didn't really last. Here's a tweet from Michael Vandepop. I don't believe we'll go that low, in response to somebody talking about $22,000 Bitcoin coming in. He writes, my bottom on Bitcoin is somewhere between $35,000 to $39,000 if we go one leg lower. And so we still don't know for sure if we are. There are all sorts of analysts that think it's possible we could. Michael Vandepop's one of them. Blockchain Backer's one of them, just to name a couple. Not guaranteed that we will see that. I hope we do. That'd be nice. But he said the following also. This is Michael Vandepop again. Bitcoin still following the plan. First area of interest is between 46,000 to 46,500. And again, not knowing whether I'm able to get that. 45,000 after that. But if we hold, we might see another run up towards 51,000 and or $53,000. And it was also interesting to note here, just to change, maybe I'll talk about more of this in a separate video because I don't want this thing to go on too long, but he wrote, all those signals that those big players are flipping their mindset on Bitcoin is telling enough, isn't it? JP Morgan stating that investors could have 1% Bitcoin allocation in their portfolio. It's inevitable Bitcoin is heating up for a massive cycle. And it is amazing to see how many people have flipped their position. You know, you asked them a year ago about Bitcoin, should you buy it? And they're just like, no, no, no. But now you've got Tesla buying, you've got Michael Saylor, you've got, Elon Musk saying what he's saying about it. Just all sorts, there's tons of big names, endless number of celebrities talking about it. And now that it's way more expensive, it makes sense to purchase it. Well, at least the general sentiment within society is shifting, but holy hell, most of the positive price action for this market cycle, according to many analysts, it's already happened. I think that the real opportunity is in altcoins, and so that's where I'm focusing. But anyway, I guess I'll wrap up there, but if you're tired of holding XRP, I mean, just you decide whether you want to buy or sell or hold, but bottom line, it requires patience, tremendous patience. I've been at it over 3 years, and I don't feel like I'm getting the least bit tired of holding it. I will out-patient anyone. I'm feeling great. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because if anything I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.